Good evening. I just had a delicious steak dinner, so what better to wash it down than a nice heavy stout? I've got this Imperial Stout Schlafly Reserve from 2008. Um, I got it a couple of years ago at a tasting where they had Schlafly came to Springfield, Missouri to the um, Wine Center, International Wine Center. And they brought several years of their Imperial Stout and of their barley wine. And I had the opportunity to purchase a couple bottles. So here's what the bottle looks like. 2008 Schlafly. Let's see. 10.5%. Time to crack her open. Now, I've had the Imperial Reserve many times, but never in one aged this old, except for at the tasting, of course. But this is aged even since the tasting by a couple years. I think that was 2014. Smells just like I would expect it to. Kind of caramely, a little bit molasses, chocolatey. That is delicious. It can't really see through it. It has been a while since I've had one of these, and it's a little bit thinner than I remember it, but that could just be my memory. But yeah, the taste is great. I don't know that I would recommend forking over the extra money to get an aged one like this, but if you ever see the Schlafly Imperial Reserve any year, get it, because it is a really good, really good Imperial Stout. Schlafly makes solid beers, anyways, and so stay tuned for the follow-up when I get to the end or near the end of the bottle. So I'm nearing the end of the stout, and there's a couple things I forgot to mention earlier. The volume of this is 25.4 fluid ounces. It's a 25-ounce bottle. And I thought it was just a 2008 stout that they just kept around and sold to me. But apparently it's not. Apparently it says, "We aged this Imperial Stout in bourbon barrels, which contribute caramel and oak flavors to balance the roasty maltiness of the stout. This 2008 vintage," so that actually means that they set aside some of the beer in barrels and aged it and then bottled it. And that's what I'm drinking. So that's even better, I guess. So it's not a 2008 that was bottled in 2008 and then aged. It was a 2008 brewed and then set aside in barrels, aged, and then at some point bottled, and then sold to me. And now a couple years later, 2016, I am drinking it, and it is great. After I got into it a little bit further, it was a little bit drier, but then some of the alcohol kicked in, and I stopped noticing that so much, and just noticed how good it was, because it's still tasty. I don't know if it's just the because of what the said when I read it, but I also noticed a little bit more of the oak flavor than normal. So if you like oaky stuff, then get a reserved oak age. I think the normal one's oak age though too. I'm pretty sure. Maybe just not as strong. I like oak age stuff. I don't like it to be overbearingly strong, like some of them are. This one is definitely not overbearing. Um, yeah, this is a solid beer. Recommend it in the um, barrel aged or non-barrel aged. Even though I think the regular one is barrel aged, but this one's good. Um, and I think that's everything I wanted to cover on this one. It's definitely a sipping beer. Not as much so as Dark Lord. It's definitely something that will um, definitely be up for drinking some beer whenever you embark on this one, because it is a 10.5%. So that concludes this beer review. Cheers.